Okay, the Chargers just made a move that is very, very smart and also a player helping an organization out, realizing like, hey, I'm not going to make the money anyway. So he's helping the organization save a bunch of money. We're going to talk to you about exactly what that means and the kind of money that is going to be saved because of Corey Lindley restructuring or taking a pay cut. We're not really sure exactly what it is. There's multiple sources out there. So in this video, we're going to talk about those sources. We're going to talk about what it means for the cap number this year and next year. We're going to talk about why he is likely to retire if you're in the dark on that one still, and why this move is one that proves that the new head coach, GM, front office combo absolutely knows what they're doing, and they got it right. So, first reported, Corey Lindley reworked his deal. But before we do that, if you're not familiar with this channel, we are Lions fans. We live in Michigan, but we also love Michigan football. We love Jim Harbaugh, what he's done, and we know what he's going to bring to the Chargers. So we're following him to LA, baby. We're following him to the Chargers, to California, and we want to give you a non-biased opinion on the Chargers, but also with a realization of we understand what your coach is going to bring. So, it was first reported by Field Yates that Corey Lindley agreed to restructure the contract that lowers his base salary from $11.5 million to the minimum for the 2024 season. This move creates $10.29 million in cap space for now, and if Lindley retires after June 1st, the team can spread the dead cap hit over 2 years. All right, so there is some back and forth on this. In this same article from Bolts from the Blue, they're like, I don't think this is a restructure. I think this is just simply he is lowering his salary. That it is a pay cut. And I would say, what's the difference? I guess I'm kind of there. So I went to looking at a couple of different sources. So first I went Spotrac, and they both confirmed the same thing. This is in 2024 right here. You can see the place that I'm highlighting. His cap number is $3,810,000. That's the vet minimum. All right. So that is the veteran minimum salary number. It used to be 11.5. So this would become, a guy who's owed 11.5. He also had a signing bonus when he started of, I want to say it was like 13 million or something like that. And what that did over the 5 years was they spread it out, because you can spread a signing bonus out the duration of the contract. So that put 2.6 million on each year. You see that here. If these were all still here, you would have seen the dead money at, you wouldn't have seen it at 2.6, but 2.6 million was part of you're going to pay him that no matter what. If he gets hurt, if he retires, if he decides that he wants to pick up bocce ball, it doesn't matter. You would have to pay him that, and that would count against the cap no matter what. I wanted to confirm this. This is actually over the cap. So I went to Spotrac, and I found a very similar thing, and I'll get to that in a second because I just realized that I also actually went to the teams page, and Spotrac is telling me the exact same thing. All right, 3.8 million this year. Your dead money is 5,200 and 2,600. That's 7,800. When you add that to the 3.8, you're sitting in that 11-ish million range, 11.6, something like that. So now if he retires, you can bump that over the 2 remaining years, all of this kind of stuff. Needless to say, it saves them about 10 million this year. And I was like, well, does that actually happen? That's what I wanted to know. Does it actually save them 10 million this year? And so I went back to Spotrac, and what used to be 43 million right here is now 33 million in the hole with the salary cap, meaning that you're not as far. I also saw a report that they are releasing Mike Williams. I think we all expected that to happen. However, it is not substantiated yet, so don't believe that as fact. I am not reporting that. So Corey Lindley, now let's move on to the next part of this. Why is Corey Lindley retiring. And if you go back, you can see here, he said, after my last appointment, I met with a specialist whose entire career is on this particular portion of the heart, this emergent heart issue, right? And he said his advice was to stop playing. 99% sure that's what's going to happen. All right? So that's what it is. This thing caused him to miss 14 games last year. 14 games. But you have, I mean, it would be very easy for Lindley to be like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to help this organization, all this kind of stuff. But it's clear that Harbaugh and Horitz, right? Joe Horitz are absolutely handling this with class because it is allowing him to do it. Now, here's the deal. When we say that he takes a pay cut from $11.5 million to $3.8 million, none of it was guaranteed. So if you are going to be Corey Linsley, this isn't costing you any money, like per se. It's not costing you money, but it is saving the Chargers a ton of money. So what this could allow them to do is a little bit different going forward now. So the Chargers can do one of two things. They can either say, all right, now we just need to release a couple of players and they're back under the cap. Rather than what I had a video earlier about talking about, do they need to get rid of all of them? Is it Allen? Is it Williams? Is it Bosa? All right. Is it Mack? I mean, there are so many players and they still can get well under the cap. I mean, based on my calculations, I think they can get 30 million under the cap by just saying goodbye to everyone. Which is nuts, 30 to 40 million under the cap. I just don't know if it's worth it. And so I think, you just have to make that question. And I know a lot of people would say, I want to see Bosa go. But Bosa, it doesn't save you as much this year. It doesn't save you as much. Bosa would save you 14 million. Khalil Mack will save you 23 million. Like, it's just a matter of numbers. Next year, if you say goodbye to Bosa, it's going to save you like 26 million. Like, next year is the year that you say bye-bye, right? Keenan Allen's going to save you 23 million. Mike Williams, 20 million. So, I mean, these are great players. These are great players that have been kind of the heart of the team. But at the same time, like, they can save a ton of money. And the problem with releasing someone instead of restructuring their contract is you allow everybody else to get in on the action. But we have to see what that looks like. Is anybody willing to take a restructure? Lindley was the first. All right, so maybe Keenan Allen's the next to say, you know what, let's spread this out over 2 years. Bump me up another $5 million. I'll give you $20 million a year. It's easy for you to handle. It's easy for me to handle. Because there's some weird leverage stuff there. Even though that's why I'm saying extend Allen. Everybody loves Keenan Allen. He's not getting any younger though. So, all right. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We got more stuff coming every single day. Chargers content. I'm excited to make a video about kind of the relationship between Harbaugh and Herbert and what to expect from Herbert and just talking about how good Herbert actually is. Like, he's a guy who basically you had a chance to win with him every week and you were winning in spite of the coaching staff that you had, just completely underutilizing the talent that you had. When I look at this roster, there is talent up and down this roster, up and down this roster. And the fact that it wasn't winning more games is shocking to me. I can't wait to see Herbert put in the right role. So keep tuned for that video. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Keep liking, keep watching, keep subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.